You can scroll for 3 hours straight without blinking. You can binge watch an entire season in one sitting. You can spend 6 hours on social media and wonder where your day went. But you can't read for 30 minutes without your mind wandering, your eyes getting tired, or some inexplicable urge to check your phone. This isn't a reading problem. This is a focus problem, and it's destroying your ability to consume the most valuable information format that exists. While everyone else is getting their knowledge from 15-second videos and headlines, you could be absorbing entire books. You could be building depth while they're stuck in shallowness. You could be mastering subjects while they're collecting surface-level facts. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to read continuously for hours without losing focus, without getting tired, and without your brain desperately seeking easier stimulation. This is how you unlock the superpower that separates those who merely survive from those who truly understand. The Reading Endurance Reality Research from the National Endowment for the Arts shows that the average American reads for less than 17 minutes per day. 17 minutes. That's barely enough to finish one chapter. Meanwhile, Warren Buffett reads 500 pages per day. Bill Gates reads 50 books per year. Every successful person you admire is a voracious reader. Not because they're smarter, because they've built reading endurance. Reading is a skill. Just like running, you can't expect to complete a marathon if you've never trained beyond walking to your car. You need to build stamina, eliminate friction, and create optimal conditions. Your brain can absolutely read for hours. You've just trained it to do the opposite. Strategy 1. Progressive overload for your brain. You don't start lifting weights at your maximum capacity. You start light and progressively add weight. Reading endurance works exactly the same way. If you currently read for 10 minutes before getting distracted, don't try to read for 2 hours tomorrow. Start with 15 minutes of completely focused reading. No phone, no distractions, just you and the book. Next week, 20 minutes, then 25, then 30. Build gradually. Neuroscience research shows that sustained attention is like a muscle. It strengthens with progressive training and weakens with disuse. Every focused reading session creates stronger neural pathways for concentration. Track your reading time. Celebrate improvements. In 3 months, that 10-minute capacity becomes 2 hours. That's not magic. That's deliberate training. Strategy 2. Eliminate decision fatigue. You know what kills reading sessions before they start? Deciding what to read. You spend 20 minutes browsing books, reading reviews, questioning your choice, and by the time you finally pick something, your reading energy is depleted. Decide what you're reading the night before. Have the book physically ready, page marked, location set. 0 decisions required when it's time to read. Research on decision fatigue shows that every decision you make depletes your willpower reserves. Reading requires willpower. Don't waste it on choosing what to read. Create a reading list. Follow it sequentially. No browsing, no questioning, just execute. Strategy 3. The sacred reading environment. Your environment determines your success more than your motivation. You cannot read deeply on your couch where you watch TV. Your brain associates that space with entertainment, not focus. Create a dedicated reading space. One specific chair, one specific location, used only for reading. Nothing else happens there. No phone usage, no eating, just reading. Environmental psychology research shows that location-specific habits are significantly stronger than habits attempted across multiple contexts. When you sit in your reading chair, your brain knows exactly what's expected. Good lighting is non-negotiable. Warm, bright enough to read comfortably without straining. Natural light is optimal, but quality artificial light works. Temperature matters. Slightly cool rooms maintain alertness better than warm ones. Between 65 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal for sustained mental performance. Strategy 4. The phone elimination protocol. This isn't negotiable. Your phone cannot be in the same room when you're reading. Not on silent, not face down, not across the room. Different room entirely. Studies show that even the mere presence of your phone, even when it's off, reduces cognitive capacity by up to 20%. Your brain allocates resources to not checking it, which means fewer resources for reading comprehension. Tell yourself you can check your phone after you finish your reading session or after 1 hour, whichever comes first. This creates a clear boundary. Your brain can relax knowing there's a designated phone time coming, but during reading time, the phone doesn't exist. Strategy 5. Active reading, not passive consumption. Most people read passively. Their eyes move across words, but their brain isn't engaged. 5 pages later, they realize they retained nothing. Active reading solves this. Take notes. Underline key passages. Write questions in margins. Summarize each chapter in your own words after finishing it. Research on learning retention shows that active engagement with material increases retention by up to 400% compared to passive reading. You're not just reading, you're processing. This might seem slower, but you actually save time. Reading something once with full comprehension beats reading it 5 times with 0 retention. Strategy 6. Understand the attention dip cycle. Your attention naturally fluctuates in cycles throughout any sustained activity. Typically, you get a focus dip around 20 to 25 minutes into reading. This is where most people quit. They feel their attention waning and interpret it as, "I'm done reading." Wrong. This is just the first dip. If you push through for 5 more minutes, your focus resurfaces. Then another dip at 50 minutes. Push through again. Studies on ultradian rhythms show that the human brain operates in 90-minute cycles of alertness. Within each cycle, there are multiple smaller dips and peaks. Knowing this changes everything. When you feel the dip, you don't quit. You recognize it as temporary and continue. The focus returns. Strategy 7. The beginning momentum trick. The first 5 minutes of reading are the hardest. Your brain is still attached to whatever you were doing before. It hasn't fully transitioned into reading mode. Here's the trick. Commit to reading just 1 page. Tell yourself that's all you need to do. 1 single page. What happens? You read the page and momentum carries you forward. Starting is the hardest part. Once you're moving, continuing is exponentially easier. Psychological research on task initiation shows that the activation energy required to start a task is far greater than the energy required to continue it. Lower the barrier to starting. 1 page. That's it. You'll read 20 more without realizing it. Strategy 8. Strategic break timing. Reading for hours doesn't mean reading for hours without stopping. It means reading for hours total with strategic breaks. After 45 to 60 minutes of focused reading, take a 5 to 10 minute break. But here's the critical part. During breaks, don't check social media, don't watch videos, don't scroll. Walk around, look out a window, stretch, drink water. Let your mind process what you just read without bombarding it with new stimulation. Research on learning consolidation shows that brief periods of rest after focused study significantly improve retention and comprehension. Your brain needs processing time. Then return to reading. You'll find your focus refreshed and ready for another session. Strategy 9. Morning Reading Advantage. Your willpower and focus capacity are highest in the morning. This is biological fact. Your prefrontal cortex, responsible for concentration and decision-making, is most active shortly after waking. Schedule your reading for morning hours when possible. You'll read faster, comprehend deeper, and resist distractions more effectively. Studies on circadian rhythms and cognitive performance confirm that complex mental tasks are best performed in the first half of the day for most people. Evening reading is fine for lighter material or pleasure reading, but if you're reading to learn, to grow, to master difficult subjects, do it in the morning. Strategy 10. The bookmark technique. Never end a reading session at the end of a chapter. Always stop in the middle of a chapter, ideally at an interesting or suspenseful point. Why? Because when you return to reading, you have immediate momentum. You're eager to finish the thought, see what happens next, complete the idea. Starting at the beginning of a new chapter creates activation energy. You have to build momentum from zero. Starting mid-chapter means you already have momentum from curiosity. This is the same principle TV shows use with cliffhangers. Use it for reading. Always stop at a point that makes you want to continue. Strategy 11. Physical books over digital. Digital reading has its place, but for deep, extended reading sessions, physical books are superior. Research is clear on this. Studies comparing physical versus digital reading show that people reading physical books have better comprehension, longer reading sessions, and less eye strain. Why? No notifications, no temptation to switch tabs, no blue light disrupting your focus. The physical act of turning pages creates a tactile engagement that deepens the experience. If you must read digitally, use an e-reader designed only for reading, not a tablet with 15 other apps competing for attention. Strategy 12. The reading ritual. Create a pre-reading ritual that signals to your brain it's time to focus. Same routine every time. This could be making tea, sitting in your specific chair, setting a timer, opening to your bookmarked page. Rituals create psychological triggers. Research on habit formation shows that consistent cues dramatically increase the likelihood of following through with the associated behavior. Your brain learns, when this sequence happens, deep reading follows. Over time, the ritual itself puts you in the right mental state. The Stoic perspective. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, still found time to read extensively. Not because he had more hours in the day, but because he understood the value of sustained thought. Seneca wrote about the importance of reading deeply, not widely. Better to fully absorb one great book than to skim 50 mediocre ones. The ancient Stoics knew that wisdom comes from contemplation, not consumption. Reading continuously allows contemplation. Skimming and scrolling prevents it. Your ability to read for extended periods isn't about having more time. It's about valuing deep knowledge over shallow entertainment. The compound effect of reading. Here's what changes when you develop reading endurance. You read 50 books a year while others read 5. You understand subjects deeply while others know them superficially. You develop perspectives that took hundreds of hours to build, while others have opinions formed from headlines. Reading 1 hour a day equals approximately 1 book per week. That's 52 books per year. In 5 years, You've read 260 books more than someone who doesn't read. The knowledge gap becomes insurmountable. Your depth of understanding creates opportunities others can't even see. The truth nobody tells you. Reading continuously is uncomfortable at first. Your brain will resist. It will create excuses. It will convince you that you're tired, that you'll read later, that this particular book isn't that important. These are lies. Your brain wants easy dopamine. Reading doesn't provide that. Reading provides something far more valuable: wisdom, understanding, transformation. But you have to push through the resistance. You have to train yourself to value long-term growth over short-term comfort. Every reading session where you push past the urge to quit is a victory. Every page read despite distraction is progress. Every book finished is proof that you're becoming someone who most people will never become. Your reading future. You're going to close this video and you have a choice. You can go back to scrolling, back to shallow consumption, back to wondering why you never finish books. Or you can pick one book, set a timer for 20 minutes, and start building your reading endurance right now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel motivated. Now. The world belongs to people who read, who understand deeply, who can focus when everyone else is scattered. You can become one of those people, but it requires you to actually do this, not just understand it. Now I want to hear from you. What's your current reading time before you get distracted? What book are you going to read using these strategies? Drop a comment below and commit publicly to building your reading endurance. If this video gave you the strategies you needed to finally read like you've always wanted to, hit that like button. It helps other people who struggle with reading discover these techniques. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more content that helps you develop the skills that separate high performers from everyone else. Share this video with someone who always says they want to read more, but never does. These strategies might be exactly what transforms their intention into action. Thank you for watching. Your reading capacity determines your learning capacity. Your learning capacity determines your life trajectory. Build the endurance, read the books, become unstoppable. I'll see you in the next video.